this is update 2 of the detachable chair. First, quickly, here's a rundown of what happens. As the gondola enters the terminal, a rail opens the grip and the rope is pulled out from it by sheaves. It's then decelerated by consecutively slower drive tires through belt reductions. After that, it's driven round the bend by a chain and then sped up back to the speed of the rope and reattached the same way but in reverse. It's now carried away by the rope. Everything is done mechanically, without microcontrollers or anything, just like in the real world. So, what's changed since part 1? I added a pylon, first of all. I designed it in Bricklink Studio first, and used that to order parts, as I didn't have all of them to hand. I encountered a lot of twisting issues, which would derail the rope a lot. I changed the design to a frame type structure rather than a pole, which I found helped. The gearbox was once again ripped out and revamped to be more reliable. I also added a clutch between the motors and the rest of the drivetrain, so that it's possible to hand operate the model when fixing faults and things like that. The bull wheel, the big one that turns the rope around, was also redesigned to a stiffer setup. It can't move back and forth to take out the slack in the rope anymore, so I made it so the return on the other end was on a pulley so it can tension the rope instead. It's attached to a counterweight via a compound pulley. This meant I was able to make the rope tauter than before, so much so that the terminal was lifting off the ground, so I added a brick above the support for good measure. I eventually got to the point where I had optimised as much to do with the gearbox as I could, so I added some lubricant which let it audibly run faster. Originally, the chain around the bend was just a plain chain, and the chair would grip it with a chain dog type thing like I used on my roller coaster. This wasn't very reliable, and required the chair to swing outwards a lot to get the required force to grab the chain. It was swapped for a more conventional system, with bars at regular intervals that the tooth on the stem was pushed along by. This came with challenges though, because the increased mass of this meant that there was more friction and it would fall off its rail more often. I added extra rails beneath the main one, which fixed the falling off, but didn't fix the friction. So instead I asked why the chain was running on a rail anyway, which I couldn't really answer. So I swapped the rail out for wheels, which solved both problems. I'm not really sure why I didn't do this in the first place, but here I am. Finally, the rails that open the grip have gone through so many alterations it's hard to count. But they're now in a place where they're strong and reliable, and also the entire thing is now reversible. Some other tiny things worth a shout is that the chair has a safety bar now. And also the gondola is now in my computer, it's just too heavy to run on the rope. That's it for this update. There might be another one. There might not. Bye.